Coming up is our Tip of the Week segment. This is a segment where we show you a trick or two on how to use a certain feature on your phone or in a given app. If you have a tip that you would like to share with our listeners, feel free to send us such a tip to contact us at blindandroidusers.com. And now for this week's episode, here's your Tip of the Week. Let's now close this episode with our Tip of the Week, and John brings us a Tip of the Week on how to manage that One UI notification. That is the One UI 7 notifications if you've gotten that One UI 7 update. Here's John now to show you how to manage your notifications with One UI 7.
Welcome to Tip of the Week. In this edition, I'm going to be explaining a few things about One UI 7 and how to handle notifications and quick settings. I'm first going to show you how to label a few buttons that need labeling and how to deal with grouped notifications now. Then I'm going to explain to you the difference between having the quick settings panel and notification shade separate or together. In One UI 7, you can now have them completely separated, and some people like this and some people want to go back to the old way, so I will show you how to customize the new way or how to go back to the old way. First, I'm going to just bring down the notifications shade.
Notification shade collapsed. Your devices are connected. 9:16 a.m. Connected to Surface laptop.
So, first thing I'm going to show you is when you long press a notification. I'm on a notification right now. You can either double tap or hold or do whatever gesture you have assigned to long press.
Link to Windows.
And you'll hear the name of the app, and then there's going to be two options. One is for turning off notifications from this app, and the other will take you to the notification settings for the app.
Button.
As you can hear, that's unlabeled.
Button. Detected icon settings.
This one is unlabeled, but TalkBack has detected it as settings, so although this is frustrating, and I reported this a long time ago in the very first beta, but it never got addressed. But the good thing is you only have to label them once, and it applies to any app that has a notification. So what I'm going to do is label these real quick.
Button.
I usually use voice commands, but feel free to use the TalkBack menu if that's how you do it. Label, turn off notifications.
Label saved.
Then I'm going to go to the next button.
Button. Detected icon settings.
Label notification settings.
Label saved.
So now we have
Turn off notifications button.
and
Notification settings button.
so that's how to label those controls. Now I'm going to show you how to deal with grouped notifications.
Nova Launcher. Home.
I've backed out, but I'm going to bring down the notification shade again.
Notification shade. Dark star. Collapsed. Bow. 9:09 a.m. Hey, what's up? 2.
Now this is a notification from messages, and as you heard, it said 2 at the end. And what that means is there are 2 notifications from the Messages app. Now it doesn't tell me it's messages, but I just have to figure it out myself, I guess. And now if I swipe right,
My burner. 9:06 a.m. Hi, how's it going?
it goes to the second message. Even though this is not expanded, it's still collapsed, but I can swipe between each message in this group. So swiping back to the left,
Collapsed. Bow. 9:09 a.m. Hey, what's up? 2.
and again, because this is the first in the list, it has a 2 after it, letting me know that there are 2 messages in this group, or 2 notifications in this group. Now if I swipe up,
Dismiss.
that will dismiss it, but it would only dismiss this one, and then you'd have to continue going through all of them, dismissing them, which, if that's how you want to do it, that's how you can do it. But I'm also going to show you how to dismiss them all if you want to. Now I'm going to swipe down again
Activate.
to put it back to activate. So there's two ways you can do this. You can either use actions
Expand.
to go to expand, or
Activate.
you can just double tap on any of these and that will expand the notification. It will seem like nothing happened because nothing is announced to you. So I'm going to double tap. And it didn't say anything, but it did expand this group of notifications. And now I can swipe between them.
Expand. Button. Collapsed. My burner. 9:06 a.m. Hi, how's it going?
And you'll notice there's a collapse
Expand.
or
Button.
an expand next to each one.
Collapsed.
But
My burner. 9:06 a.m. Hi, how's it going?
if you go to the first notification and swipe left again,
Expand. Collapsed. Bow. Collapse. Button. Expanded. Messages.
here you'll see messages is expanded. And this is where, now that I have the whole group in focus, I can dismiss them all if I want to. So I'm going to go ahead and do that.
Dismiss. Collapsed. One more notification.
So that's all I wanted to show you that had to do with managing notifications themselves. Now I'm going to show you how to use the new separated quick settings panel and notification shade. I'm going to go to the home screen.
Nova Launcher. Home.
Now if I swipe down from the top with two fingers,
Notification shade. Collapsed. Your devices are connected. 9:16 a.m. Connected to Surface laptop.
that brings down the notification shade. Backing out of here.
Nova Launcher. Home.
And if I swipe down from the top of the screen, but at the very right side of the screen,
Quick settings. On. Smart View. Button.
that's how you get to quick settings. It's not split directly in half, meaning that you swipe down on the left side of the screen for notifications and down on the right side of the screen for quick settings. It's more like the right third or even just the right fourth of the screen where you have to swipe down to get to notifications. So you have to put your two fingers as far to the right as you can before you swipe down. That being said, you can always assign a talkback gesture to bring down either. So the default gesture for notifications is to swipe right then down. That still works. And then I've assigned swiping left and down to bring up quick settings, which you can do in the talkback settings. Now that we are in the quick settings panel, I'm going to show you how to customize it. Near the top right, you'll find
Settings. Button.
settings, and to the left of this,
Power off. Button.
and to the left of this,
Edit. Button.
edit. That's what we're going to want. Going in here,
Touch and hold. Panel settings.
this will take you to panel settings, which I'll show you later.
Done.
And then at the top right is done. So panel settings, top left, done, top right. Then below this,
Selected. Touch and hold to change order.
it tells you to touch and hold to change order. And I'll just show you.
Quick settings row 1 of 6. Double tap and hold. Then drag to reorder. 1 of 6. Enlist 6 items.
These are technically labeled, but they are labeled by their position, which tells you nothing. And what this is the sections of the quick settings panel. So one section would be your customized quick toggles. Another would be the media control. And then there are 4 more. So there's the Bluetooth Wi-Fi buttons. That's their own section. There's the Smart View and routines, I believe, or modes. Then there's another panel with nearby devices and home control. And then there is a panel that has your brightness slider and your volume slider. And because these are unlabeled, I'm going to just use TalkBack to describe the image.
Detected image. The image shows a dark gray screen with 2 horizontal slider bars. The top bar controls brightness with a sun icon on the left and a moon icon on the right. The slider is positioned towards the left, indicating a lower brightness level. The bottom bar controls volume with a music note icon on the left and a speaker icon on the right. The slider is positioned towards the left, indicating a lower volume level.
Now I have done this with a gesture because I've assigned a gesture to it, but you can always get to it from the TalkBack menu if you don't have a gesture assigned. And I should also point out that I am using Google's TalkBack, so If you have an S25 series device at the time of this recording, you can get image descriptions. They won't be this detailed, but they will tell you what each section contains. If you're using Samsung's TalkBack on another Samsung device, you still might be able to figure it out with just detected text that it finds. Or you could just memorize the order the panels are in and move them around until you get it right. So this is unfortunately not accessible in my opinion, but we can make it work. Backing out of this image description.
Quick settings. Quick settings row 1 of 6. Double tap and hold, then drag to reorder. 1 of 6. In list 6 items.
So I'm going to double tap and hold.
Started dragging item at position 1.
Now, as I'm moving it, it does not say what position I'm in, but I do feel a vibration. So if I want to move it down 1, I can move it until I feel a vibration and release, and that'll be in position 2. But I'm going to move it back up till I feel the vibration again and release it.
Item dropped into position 1.
And then it does tell you where you drop it. So it just doesn't announce as you're moving around, but you can feel the vibrations and it will tell you where you have placed it. Once you've gotten these in the order you want, you can hit done at the top right. But before I do that, I'm going to show you how to customize the quick settings toggles. So if you swipe through these,
Quick settings row 2 of 6. Double tap and hold, then drag to reorder. 2 of 6.
it's just going to say 2 of 6, 3 of 6 as you're swiping through. But when you get to your customizable quick tiles, then when you swipe right,
Edit.
you'll hear an edit button. You can also find it by exploring. It's in the center of that panel itself. I'm going to go in here.
Reset. Out of list.
And this is just the standard customization screen where on the top half of the screen you have your quick tiles, and on the bottom half of the screen you have available quick tiles.
In quick settings panel, wireless, power sharing, button, in pager,
You can double tap and hold.
wire, reset, out of pager. Add to row 2, column 4 of quick panel. Add to row 2, column 3 of quick panel. Add to row 1, column 3 of quick panel.
And it does announce it as you're moving around.
Button moved. Dragged item dropped.
Also, if you put a button in focus
In quick settings panel, wireless, power sharing, button.
and then you swipe to the right,
Wireless, power sharing, remove button.
there's a remove button. You can double tap there, or you can use actions.
In quick settings panel,
Let's
wire,
see.
move button.
So you can move
Activate. Move button.
or activate. So you can rearrange these or add them and remove them using either actions or double tap and hold and drag, whatever you're more comfortable with. Just remember to save it when you're done. I'm going to go to the first item.
Reset, out of pager.
Reset is at the top left if you want to restore defaults, but to the top right
Done.
is done. I'm not going to double tap on this because I don't want to save it. I'm just going to back out.
Panel settings.
And now that we're back on the screen that customizes the quick settings panels, at the top left, as you heard, is panel settings. And I'm going to go in here to show you how you can go back to the old way of having the quick settings and notifications panel sort of combined.
Close button.
So now on this screen,
Panel settings. Swipe down from the top right corner of the screen to open the quick settings panel. Swipe down from anywhere else on the top of the screen to open the notification panel.
that's describing the current setup,
Separate.
which is separate,
Selected. Radio button.
and that one is selected. So if you want them together,
Together. Not selected. Radio button.
go to that radio button. But before I select this, I'm going to swipe to the next item to show you what's here.
Off. Quick panel on left side. Switch.
So if you turn this switch on, it will reverse it so that swiping down from the left side rather than the right side will bring down the quick settings panel if you prefer it that way. But I'm showing you how to put it back to the old way. So I'm going to swipe left again.
Not selected. Radio button.
And this is the radio button for together. I'm going to double tap this.
Selected.
And now you'll notice when I swipe right, we have different options.
Edit top quick settings.
Edit top quick settings. If you're trying to go back to the old way, you'll remember this. It's the 6 quick setting toggles that appear above the notifications on the notifications page or notifications shade. And this is where you will go to edit those. It's very similar to the previous page I showed you for editing the quick settings toggles in the quick settings panel. So I won't go in here. But the next option is
Brightness control. Show always.
here's where you can decide whether you want it only shown in the quick settings panel or if you also want it shown in the notification shade below the quick settings tiles and above the actual notifications.
Device control and media output buttons. Don't show.
And last, we have this option for the media control. That's pretty much everything I wanted to show you about how to get the new notifications and quick panel set up the way you want it. There are a lot of options and it can be confusing, especially with everything not being completely accessible. So I hope this demonstration has helped you to understand how it works and get it set up the way you want. Thanks for listening.
Thanks so much, John, for that one. And I hope that you and your kid are having that great offline podcast that we talked about like a couple of weeks ago. Kudos to you guys and hope you're having a great day
On behalf of John,
out there.
I want to mention one thing. Instead of swiping down with 2 fingers, you can double tap and hold, and then drag your finger down. So like if you want to use, or if you want to go to the notification shade, you double tap and hold and then drag your finger down. This works actually on other One UI versions, but here on the One UI 7, you like the direction or the side that you will swipe from will be what will decide if you are using or if you are going to the quick settings or notification shade. Of course, if you are using this separate new thing. So yeah, just to let people know that it's possible to double tap and hold and then drag the finger down.
Thank you so much. That's great.